to the TBV show. Hopefully everybody is doing good. Welcome to this episode, I believe episode 5 in. So yeah, bless up. Hopefully everyone's doing well. I had to get the boy in. I had to get the brother in. This guy's known me more than anyone on this whole thing, to be honest. Actually, he's known me more than my missus, put it that way. So yeah, or longer than my missus. So yeah, big up to everybody. It had to be done. So yeah, without further ado, introduce today's guest, Taylor. Let's get into this, bro. How are you, man?
There we go. Not bad yourself.
Yeah, man. Just chilling. This could go wild because
this could be interesting.
How many years is it since we left school?
Left school? Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean.
What? 26? So 11 years. 11 years we left school, and then we obviously
knew each other then as well. At school,
I was 12 when I moved. So basically, 15 years?
Damn.
Yeah. Long ass time.
100%. Start with early life though, because obviously, like you said, 12 is when you come down to.
What, you want before? You want before 12 or start?
Yeah. Because I know personally why you come down to where we live, where I live. And then obviously that's when the friendship started and so on.
Yeah.
But early years being around.
Yeah, so we're going off Watford years here. Obviously that's where I was born and raised for obviously the first 12 years of my life.
Yeah.
With obviously single parents majority of the time since I was 3, I think. So I was always with my mum and my sister at the time. Saw my dad every 2 weeks on the weekend sort of thing, and sometimes during school holidays and stuff like that. So I was basically the only time I really saw my old man at that point. So in Watford, moved around quite a lot, to be fair. I even worked out the other day, in my whole life I've probably moved once every 2 years. if you work out on average. That's how many times I've moved in 27 years, is once every bloody 2 years. So literally nearly 15 times. But yeah, it got to a point where we was in our house. I think we moved in around, I'll say 7 at least. And then that's when things started, really happening, because obviously my school was literally up the road. So I walked to school on my own and all that. Obviously had my friend group. Obviously everyone has their group. Everyone has their girlfriend situation or whatever. Then it turned violent, basically, at a very young age. It wasn't a gang, but it would be like a gang for bloody kids, basically. There was a lot of fighting involved, a lot of, hurting people. Obviously, our age at the time, when we used to meet up or whatever, or go against other schools, because there was there's still schools pretty close around. It's still big place, Watford. So we knew pretty much anyone everywhere, and we used to go in the woods and stuff like that, do stuff there. I remember we used to build tree bases, out of sticks and all that, your own bloody campsite. And I remember coming back one day and it was all destroyed. And we were like, oh, come on. It was brilliant. But we used to go there. I think I started smoking at 8. Not weed or anything, but cigarettes and all that at that age. Obviously getting it off my best mate's sister at the time. She was a bit older, and then she knew the older guys, used to buy it, and used to trickle down. So we had connections everywhere, basically. It's weird saying that at that age, you have these connections to get cigarettes at age 8. Obviously you see it a lot now at that age, but back then you didn't really see it, to be fair. Because no one really did that. But obviously but it's weird how the younger people are like that now with the vapes, smoking, blah blah blah, at a lot younger age. Yet they're not out as much as we used to be when we were younger. Like that's all. I was never in at all. I was always an out kid all the time, playing football 24/7 or fighting. That's literally it. Or terrorizing any neighborhood we can, get into.
Yeah.
Which, it led to some problems at times involving the police quite a lot. Luckily, never caught, but I've turned up to my house and even seen them turn up to my house. But obviously, I'm like down the road or whatever. I'm just watching from a mate's house who's next door, or that, because I've obviously threatened to, brick houses and all that, or even hit someone with a brick or whatever, just because of a disagreement. But obviously, looking back at it now, it's like, God, it's really petty. Like some of the things of like the disagreements is like, oh, okay, you just said no to wanting to play or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, like you don't want to play, like you're trying to mug me off or something. Like that's literally how it was.
Yeah.
Like even with my best mate at the time, we fell out quite a lot. To be fair, had a lot of fights ourselves, but always somehow got back. But obviously, as you knew, with how obviously when I moved, obviously he was getting that bag. So obviously got to secondary school, obviously in Watford first. And that school was known as probably one of the worst schools in Watford. It was called Francis Coombe at the time, or Fanny Coombe as we called it. But it's not that anymore. It's changed to something else. I can't remember. So yeah, our group expanded to obviously different kids and all that. And then it just got a lot worse. I was getting kicked out of school all the time, isolations, all of that stuff. Obviously, you never really saw me do that.
Yeah.
In our school, like I probably had like 2 isolations in the whole time of Wyvern. I had way more of that in half a year in Watford. Like literally, it was every week or so that I was either in detention, isolations, or getting excluded because of the stuff we used to do of like skipping, fighting, and whatever. So it was getting to that point, and then obviously it got to a point where we were in the playground, we were hiding weed and all that, like at the backs or whatever. And the field is bloody massive because it's joint with 2 other secondary schools, kind of like our old school was.
Okay, yep.
But it was probably about 4 times bigger than our field.
Oh shit.
Like it was massive. Because obviously we had different. There was a sports school. There was a different so there was different type of schools. And then, but where our fence was led to one of the roughest neighborhoods, and that's where we used to hang out and all that. So we used to hop the fence, go there. If we wanted to, especially science, we hated science. Mainly because of our teacher. We didn't like her at all because she had some sort of agenda towards me and my mate at the time. So yeah, we skipped there, come back later. So yeah, it was bad doing all those things, and I was like, oh. And I'm a dad's boy. So it was to the point, obviously, he lived in a pub and all that, and I was like, I kind of want to be with my dad, So I made that choice. Moving there, I was like, it's going to be better for me. I was like, and I prefer to be with my dad. Nothing against my mum at all. It's just that sort of life, really.
Yeah.
As a lot of people would understand that sort of life. So yeah, I moved, and now I'm somehow here.
Nah, I'm with it. And it's interesting to I knew most of what you were saying just then, but certain bits I didn't know. And it's crazy that in certain senses your dad kind of saved your life, or you saved your life going to your dad.
Yeah, exactly. Because obviously not to go too much of my dad, but similar life,
Yeah.
But he carried it on for a very long time in that sort of life until he got remarried again to my stepmom and had kids and all that. So went away from that life. So yeah, he knew what was going on, because obviously he used to have to my mum used to call him about my behaviour and all that. He used to have to tell me off. blah, blah, blah. So he knew what route I was going down. And he's a very strict parent, very strict. You don't get away with shit with him at all. Nothing. So, like, my whole personality changed, like, quite a lot, especially at home. And then it did in school, because obviously I was the new kid in school. Obviously, was the most popular for until about year 9. Year 9, it started to go down to being with certain groups and not chatting to everyone, really. And obviously everyone used to think I was acting hard or whatever, or putting on a deep voice. And I was like, nah, that's just me. That's how my life was. Yeah. Like, there's no putting on anything. That was just me.
Yeah.
And then the only thing it's not like a regret, but like I did go very soft. Because obviously just because of my old man. Like, he never said, like, he's always like, defend yourself, blah, 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 blah. But, like, just the repercussions of me doing something, if it goes back to them, then it comes to me again. So it's like, I'm just going to leave whatever. That's why I don't even think I've really even got into a fight in life. And not a proper one.
Not
like I used to. I have hit a couple people in there, but that's about it. So I didn't like that I went soft in that sort of regard. But then again, it probably saved me from getting into trouble at times. Because if you had the Watford side, then literally no one's doing anything to me at all. None of that would happen at all.
But that's the thing, isn't it? If you would have got into fights or done anything bad there, it would have gone straight back to your dad, and then you would have got your ass whipped.
Yeah, sadly, I've got my ass beat at some point. Even though I never got my ass beat in school, but you know, people pick on you and stuff like that. It happens. Yeah. Like, we was always, that was the one thing we kind of did in Watford. We actually never bully people, but if we saw someone get bullied, then the bully would get handled.
Yeah,
that's what we were like. We're actually never.
Bro was a fucking.
There would be times where bullying would happen. Like, it is going to happen.
Yeah.
No matter what, your kids at that point. But we used to kind of like stand up a lot to people. I remember. He wasn't like It was just a standard friend. But I saw he was getting bullied by someone who was a closer mate to me. And I didn't have that, so I hit him with a tennis racket around the head and got in trouble.
I wonder.
So that's literally how, like, that's how we were at that point. But yeah, like, obviously, because secondary school was so different to primary school, and obviously I didn't have a long time in Watford at secondary school.
Yeah.
So I didn't really. It was quite a bit of understanding, and obviously different place from Watford to Salisbury.
Oh yeah,
like, so different. Like, it is so weird. Like, how people talk and all that. And obviously, when I got used to that, and then obviously coming back to Watford and the way people talk, I'm like, what is going on? I was like, I don't understand no one anymore. So it's a lot of confusion over the years of like trying to understand what these different places are like. Obviously, people think, like America, the different states, everyone's so different. But like, that's like long hours journey from state to state, where you could travel half hour here and it's like a new country.
Yeah.
So, which I never really understood that. So it was kind of hard to grasp and all that until I did grasp it in the end.
Yeah.
But it was annoying at times, to be fair.
No, I hear it. So what? So you didn't join in? Was it year 7 you joined, or was it year 8?
Halfway through year 7, like Easter time.
Okay, yeah. So you come down to Salisbury, where I live. Well, where you lived at that time. What was it like growing up in a pub, though?
Oh, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. It was so good, so good. Obviously playing darts, playing pool. Obviously not far from the Astrofield, so playing for a football team. Yeah. Obviously, when I first moved, I joined the football team until they resigned. But that had all of the good players that we used to play: Connor, Gigi, James, Luke, like all of those boys. And that's who I was playing with. And then I don't know why I never really got into a football team, but I just never did. Even though I still played my football, but I just never. Don't know why.
Oh, I know why. Bro.
Well, yeah.
This, bro.
Yeah. That was a factor, but there was still quite a bit when I was going out. I was still going out playing football. But obviously, the Xbox days were very interesting. That's a whole.
Yeah, because you
that's a whole other thing.
When you come to the school that we went to, you actually were in my form. Which, thinking about it now is really weird because you could have gone in any other form and then we might not have spoken.
I was. So I remember. Who was the one that I think it was Max that showed me around at school the first time.
Okay.
Then it got to obviously being in form. Then I sat with Tyler and Anthony.
Yeah.
So that's how I met them two. So I was with them two for quite a while. And then obviously in different like classes, you speak to obviously anyone's trying to get like Senoia and all that because you're the new
boy.
Yeah.
Especially because you joined through like half the year as well.
Exactly. So everyone's like kind of established.
First couple of weeks and months, everybody's getting to know everybody, and then there's like a new boy coming.
Who's not even from there either.
Exactly.
Complete outsider, literally a freshman.
Yeah,
absolute freshman from a new place, completely different to how everyone is, and everyone's like, "This is interesting. I don't know what this is like."
Yeah, because me and Ty never got on. In the I remember pinning him up to a whiteboard. I remember him laughing at me though, which pissed me off even more.
He does that.
I can't remember what it was. It was something to do with my phone or something. I can't remember. But yeah, the prick was laughing at me. I'm fucking pinning him up like, fucking do that again, you prick. And he's just there laughing. You know him, so you know exactly how he is now. In general. But yeah, it's weird that we got so close in general. After that. But yeah, no, and then obviously year 8 we were in the same form, I believe. We were in the one where they
the little one.
Kids in.
Yeah.
Which was funny as fuck. I'm not even gonna lie.
Those were some funny times to be fair.
We definitely shouldn't have been put in there.
That's the worst thing. I was about to say, like well, not like grades wise, but there were certain things where I was like smarter than like everyone else, especially something like maths. But it was fun, to be fair. I enjoyed it because it was especially PE. PE used to be brilliant in that like sort of form because it was just literally us little group and then playing football and all that. And obviously eventually I did get moved out.
Yeah, whoever moved you up, fuck off, by the way.
Which then like that's how like a few like turned on me. Well, not like turned on me, but like weren't really mates because like I got moved. They're like, "Oh, why are they moving you?" I was like, "Oh, I don't know." So it's not I didn't ask to move. Like I just got moved, so it happened.
I think the safe schooled you. Yeah, that makes sense. I think the school saved.
Oh yeah.
Because you were on that list. I seen your name. Like they never got rid of you for all of those years in that like set group. They never got rid of you on the register. They just never said your name. So they started at the start, and then they never said your name. So like, I think the school was like, yeah, okay, but which is fucking stupid because I wasn't a naughty kid. I'm just dumb. So why not save me as well, bro? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the fuck.
Yeah, I think that's what like. I guess that's what saved me was like I said, I weren't that smart at all.
But out of that group,
out of that group, because it was just naughty kids and dumbasses. That's basically it. That's literally all it was.
Thanks, mate.
No worries. Don't worry, I was a part of it because I wasn't really that naughty. To be fair, I was just like, so I don't really know, but they probably did.
You remember when, like, obviously you mentioned PE, which is obviously playing football and whatever. You remember though, like half of our like year group and so on didn't they like like the ones that were smart but that were really good at football, like Adam and so on. Like they didn't believe how good our PE lessons were because
because they had proper ones. Yeah, and I was just like, just go indoor football and do whatever, do what you want. It was either like dodgeball. Well, one side for dodgeball, one side for Wembley or you do a full pitch, game.
Yeah, no, and that was one thing as well. Like, you always got to pick first. If you weren't the captain, you always got picked first.
Yeah.
So then obviously then the strikers would go, and then because nobody in our group wanted to defend, then I would get picked.
Yeah.
Because obviously I couldn't kick a ball to save my fucking life. Like score wise, technique wise.
Yeah.
But I could, I hoofed the ball away, and I wasn't scared to go in for a challenge.
Yeah, you had speed and strength, so it was always with it. And obviously, I was the goalie, which no one was in goal apart from Gigi.
Yeah, no, facts. And that's the thing as well, wasn't it? With the indoor football and that. Like, you remember? I think you were on my team. I can't remember. I think it actually might have been your team. You picked me. You know, when the ball come over, and I went to header it, and it bounced on the floor and hit me straight in the face. Everyone was pissing themselves laughing.
Yeah, the amount of times that sort of stuff happened was brilliant. Like, it's just dropped down, you hit your face like, oh my god.
It was like raw. I felt like I'd just been rocked by Mike Tyson.
I think the main thing I remember from indoor football is when Tyler pushed Brad against the wall and fractured his arm.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, because I was in goal, it was literally right in front of me when it happened. And I was like, oh my god. Tyler was like, shouldn't have gone in with me. It's like, that's fair. It's fair. Absolutely fair.
I think that was like, what year was that? 9 or 10, wasn't it?
It might have been 10 because Brad was a late joiner as well.
Yeah.
So it was either 9 or 10.
Yeah, because that's when they moved you, like, they moved me out of the form as well.
Yeah.
And I got put in.
I think I was moved by that point.
I got put in with like the cool kids, if you want to call it that aspect.
Yeah.
So like I was in with them for a while, which was a pain in the ass because no one got on with me. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
So then you had to obviously make friends and that. Not like I wasn't hated or bullied or anything by anyone in there. They were just already in their own friend groups.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I mean? And then here comes the dumb guy. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
But yeah, no, those years were good, man. They were good.
Yeah,
the only thing I miss about it is the actually the PE.
Yeah,
even though I'm fat as anything now.
Yeah, it was so fun though.
No, fully.
I could do all of that again. To be fair.
But yeah, dodgeball as well, man. Dodgeball was good.
Oh, I loved it because I was a keeper. I used to catch it all.
Yeah.
Oh, people used to see me do goalkeeper dives for a ball and catch it. They're like, this is just not fair.
Which, to be fair, you are crazy for because it was a hard floor. But hey,
oh yeah, I didn't care. I used to dive on concrete and all that. I didn't care.
But yeah, then obviously, what else did we do? Obviously, we did like normal things. Like, I don't think we ever do like actual sport, as in like I think I did it a couple times, maybe once, like javelin. I remember doing that.
Oh yeah. Literally, the first year I joined, the first sports day, I got 3rd or 2nd in javelin.
Oh, okay.
The very first time. No, never did it in my life.
Yeah,
never did it before. Like even like because my first secondary school, like they were well more like the PE was well more professional compared to what our school was. Our school didn't really give it like crap.
Yeah.
But my first one, like I was even doing gymnastics and stuff like that. Like the running, jump on the board, flip. I was doing all of that. Like I could literally do all that flip and all that, climbing ropes to the ceiling and all that, like hanging by your legs and whatever. My strength was brilliant. And then it just went all the way down. But yeah, we used to do like proper stuff and all that. But yeah, like the javelin and all that, obviously I never did that for like sports day.
Yeah.
But once it got to like year 10, year 11, I couldn't be asked to do any of that.
Oh no, fully. And that was the thing as well, wasn't it? Like they would only ever do those sorts of PE lessons close to sports day.
Yeah.
Because it was an event.
Yeah.
Because I remember, didn't you do high jump?
Yeah, did high jump. I remember doing that I did pretty well with that, to be fair. Obviously, being a keeper PE helps with the jumping, or just football in general. So I was pretty decent in that. Never did it in sports day, but I remember doing it in PE.
Yeah, because I remember you looking after my phone when we did sports day because I was doing the sprinting.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. I did. The only running I ever did. What I did, the first couple of years, I did like 100 meters, 200 meters, until I realised I wasn't actually that fast, so it was pointless.
Yeah.
But I was like, I got endurance, so I did like the 400.
Yeah, you were doing like the main,
the longer one. Even though I was never like winning or anything, but like I didn't need to like stop or anything. I still had the endurance and the stamina to, do it. Now, if I do 100 meters, I'm dead for the week.
Oh, probably, bro. If I do 10 meters, I'm dead for the week. So yeah, to think that I did what I think it was 30.5 seconds, 200 meter. Yeah, they all got smushed, bro. Until I went into the final, bro, and then I had Adam and Austin in front of me, and yeah, then I got smushed. To be fair though, Austin was always going to beat me because he did track. So
yeah, he increased over the years because he used to be Marshall.
Yeah,
he used to be the really quick one. And obviously, Barker, everyone, it was always like between them two. And over the years, Austin, he used to like he ended up winning, and actually beating James. We were just like, what?
Yeah.
So I didn't think that was possible because James was rapid.
Yeah, and that was funny as well when I won, and then I then obviously won the heat, shall I say? Not won.
Yeah.
And then come third in the thing. People were like, "What the fuck? Like he's quick." And then they actually put me into the relay, which actually got third again. But they were trying to put me on the straight. I'm like, "You're not putting me on the straight." Like, and that's the thing. I was very shy. Like people listen to me now or watch me now or whatever, and they'd think, I mean, he's getting into fights and that. But I was a pussy, straight up. I'll say how it is. So, but I remember speaking up for that because they're like, "Yeah, you're gonna go on the straight." I'm like, "I'm not going on the straight." That's why I did 200 meters because it needed, that I don't know that 100 meters to then get my, my or whatever. So, and then I remember coming third on that one as well. Which I hated because we had to obviously get up in front of the whole school to get our certificates. And
that's the same when I got like the javelin and all that going up. I was like,
like the whole.
Somehow, because I used to be easy going in front of people, but once I moved, it just all disappeared. Yeah. Even hating now, I hate going in front of people.
What was your school up in Watford? The secondary one, was that mixed?
Yeah, normal high school.
Maybe because it wasn't mixed, because it was a testosterone battle at the school. Let's not be around the bush.
It was full of testosterone and sausage. That place, like, it was so bad. Like that change was really weird, especially with like my confidence. Like even like going into college with like men girls. I had none of it. Like none of it. I didn't want to speak to no girls or nothing. So I was like. Because I didn't know, because I didn't grow up in Salisbury. Obviously, I knew a couple from before I moved from the pub. So there was still like a few girls like my age that I knew. Still know now, to be fair.
Yeah.
But obviously, being in our school, I didn't know none of them at all.
Yeah.
So it was like but before, like in Watford, all of them. All of them. If I wanted one, I was getting one. That's basically how I was back then. Yeah. And then it just like that complete spin really fucked me up.
Yeah, no, I'm with it. Because obviously, like we said, you obviously got moved out of the group, or out of our group, because you were supposed to be on the ASDAN thing, which obviously people used to take the piss off. Which, to be fair, you would have liked, loved, and hated. Because obviously we had to go to the farm, which was fucking horrid. Because I say to this day, even when I speak to my mum, which is rarely, but when I do, I'm like, and she brings it up, I'm like, that was child labor, bruv. Like they were giving us a fucking grade, but we had to fucking do their work for them. So we were fucking.
That was slave labor. That stuff.
Quite literally, bro. Like cleaning fucking cow shit and fucking. Oh, bro. I just thinking about that.
They would have been told straight up, it ain't happening.
Yeah, no. Oh, don't get it twisted. Half the class was saying that, bro. So I had to do even fucking more work. You know what I mean? But then it got into like it was then fun because then we would go to like a different farm, but it was more of like a woodland behind it. And we did like I did they do paintballing? I can't remember. I know I didn't. I was like, yeah, I ain't doing that. Fuck that. Because I know who, normal people, pause, sorry to anyone if they watch this, which they won't, but in general, would be A-okay. I know full well I'm getting shot either in the privates or I'm getting shot in the fucking
yeah,
head.
especially in that group, yeah.
Yeah, or in the head, bruv. Like, there is no body shot. Like,
No.
especially with Ty as well. He would have fucking in there as well, the prick. So, yeah. But I remember making, like, a den and shit like that. So, yeah, like... And then I feel like that's what bonded me and Tyler quite a lot. Because obviously we were in that bond and he was very close to Luke. But like Luke was, Luke was a fucking chick magnet. Let's not beat around the bush. That's all he give a shit about was girls. Where Ty was more like, I don't really care. But yeah, it was peaking. And then that's when obviously on Southampton Road, that's when they obviously got the McDonald's. No, actually, that was recent. They got the Tesco. Sorry, Tesco was there. So then we would walk from there, which we shouldn't have. Half the fucking classes we missed. Then again, actually, we were doing that from Wyvern. To be fair, so that was always going to happen. Because I remember, I don't think it was you that we come to meet, but I remember at our break, obviously, the track you would have walked it, I'm sure, to get to school. That backed onto the farm, so we could go through certain bushes, and then get onto that track to go towards the school. So we would go towards the school and then like terrorize, and people would be like, "Oh yeah, you're back!" Yeah, and then because I remember, wasn't Mr. Hunt? It was one of the fucking teachers. I can't think off the top of my head who it was, but they fucking chased us, bruv. They wanted to know who was, because obviously we had phones like back then, and we were like fucking ringing people and being like, "Oh, come to the front of school," because obviously, have you seen the school recently?
I know it's obviously changed a lot.
Properly changed. Like, you can't even get out the fucking thing. Where we used to go to the fish and chip shop, we used to go to the shop.
I used to love going to Chippy. That was
like,
good time.
So like, yeah, we would terrorize. Well, it wasn't me. I was just a follower. I'm not even gonna lie. But I wasn't gonna be left alone in a fucking farm. So I was but yeah, no, those days were funny. But to be fair, they were good. But at the same time, I feel like by then, that's when I started to just get like, I couldn't be bothered. My mum gave me a key, so I just used to walk home, which is mad to think about it, because it's about an hour and 20-minute walk.
Yeah, that's what I say. Yeah, that's like complete opposite side.
Yeah,
of Salisbury, where the school is. Like, oof.
I remember, because I knew her timings. So I knew when she would be home, so I could go home earlier and then just message. But yeah, I remember. You weren't in my English lesson because you had somebody else. What's the fucking English teacher? Miss Robinson. Miss Robinson? Is her name?
yeah, that's her name.
Well, yeah. But I remember being in her class one day, and I remember coming in my Bayern shirt, and I remember her having a fucking full-on go at me. "You're in school, take that off." And I was like, "No." And then you know what John was like. Like, John's a good lad, but he used to suck up to her personally. And
I bet most did.
Yeah, and he was like, "Oh, why are you coming in with that shit?" And I'm like, "That shit, you don't even know the offside rule." And like going in at him, and then me and him were arguing, and she's like, "If you're not going to take that off, just go." And I was like, "Oh, fine." Like, that, you shouldn't have said that to me. You should have kept on peppering me. And then I would have eventually, because I had my school shirt in my bag. But yeah, no, she said go, and as she said go, I was like, "Oh, fine." I just got up, left, and went home. I didn't even fucking stay for lunch or anything. I can't remember when it was, what time of the day. But yeah, no, I remember that. Yeah, she shouldn't have said that. So what she should have really said, what she didn't know at that point, but she should have said about my mum, because I was still shit scared of my mum by then.
Yeah.
My mum was a pain in the ass, right? The normal fucking parents, and she is normal, don't get it twisted, but like they threaten like, "Oh, I'll take your Xbox controller away."
Yeah,
this.
It's always that.
My mum took the fucking internet box to work, bruv.
I've had that. I was fuming.
Yeah, I got back and I'm trying to play the fucking Xbox. I'm like, why is it not fucking turn on? Go downstairs to see where it is, and there's just fucking about 7 wires. Yeah, exactly. No fucking box.
Oh no, mine was not. They took the box, took the power cord. So it's just there. You can see it's there, but you can't turn it on.
That's even fucking worse.
I'm
bro.
like, oh, you're actually taking the piss.
I can't lie. That's actually even worse.
Yeah, you just watch it, just off, and you've got nowhere to turn on. I looked everywhere for a different type of cable, of trying to whack it in and all that to try and get it on. Like,
yeah. So that was
terrible.
Terrible times. But do you remember art? We used to fuck around in art.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Because obviously, once you got to like year 10 and 11, obviously that's when you're doing your choices.
Yeah.
So obviously the first 3 years, yeah, I remember.
What did you pick? Because I didn't get the choice because I was dumb, so they just put me in the first.
So I did sport.
Okay.
Well, it was sports science. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, sports science.
Yeah. I did business studies. I did catering. Obviously, you had to do RE. Stupid.
Yeah.
There might have been another one. I'm not sure. I don't think. IT.
IT. Yeah. Well, you always got to do IT. You love your computers and shit, and then obviously sport. Yeah. I bet you fucking regret doing business studies though.
Oh yeah, it was the worst because like obviously I used to speak to Fiddy at the time.
Yeah.
We used to talk about graphic design and all that stuff. So I was like, oh, I'll do IT, do business studies. He was in business studies with me as well, and IT, I think. And I was like, we'll do that. It will like help us when we get to, because we'll go into the same college and hand over. That's when I did IT in there as well. So we was like, oh, we'll do that, and then we can like work on stuff like when we're getting older. Yeah, but it was the worst because obviously we had Sweden as the teacher, and he was just complete mong. Hated him, and obviously half the class was like, Barker, James, and all. I don't know why they were in there at all. So it was just the shit fest half the time. And then obviously Sweden disappeared, and we had bloody Pablo, the bloody substitute teacher. Obviously, he didn't know nothing. He was a sub teacher. He didn't know absolutely nothing.
Yeah, that school was a shit show at the end.
Oh yeah, it was terrible. Bro, and it was just like, oh, and that's why I felt.
That everyone respected Bina, Mr. Bina, the maths teacher.
Yeah,
bro. I don't know if he was dumb or if he just didn't give a fuck because he used to drive like 2 hours to get that job, or to go to that job. But like, we used to fucking skive that whole lesson and get there within like 10 minutes to go, and he's like, "Where have you been?" Like, well, he would do it in his African accent. I don't want to get cancelled, so I'm not doing it. But yeah, he'd be like, "Where have you been?" And we're like, "Oh, we didn't know what class we had." And he's like, "Okay, He was like, no time left." But yeah,
he was a legend, to be fair.
He was
when he came, he obviously left and came back. And was like so gaslight.
He was a legend until he I feel like he just turned on that whole class. And then I hated him. I couldn't stand him. Everything he would do, he's like, "Where's your pencil?" I'm like, "In my hand."
Yeah. It was when he was like, "You want the door? You take the door."
Yeah.
Oh mate, that's literally one of the best lines he ever said.
Literally.
So you want the door? You take the door, and everyone's like, "All right, I'll take the door then."
Yeah. Who was it that actually fucking stood up and tried to take the door off?
God knows. I was in
that. And they were like, "What the fuck?"
It wouldn't surprise me if it was like Marshall or something like that.
Yeah, they're fair. Because he hated school as well, because obviously he was just going to work with his dad. I think that's what he does now. But but yeah, no, I hated him in the end because he just hated the class. But that class was a funny class because we were learning maths and so on. But then all of a sudden you hear like a and like, what the fuck is that noise?
Yeah, everyone's in their bags.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden all you smelt was pickled onion, and I knew exactly if I smelt that flavor and whatever, it was fucking Ty. I knew
it was always Tyler.
And then all of a sudden you just see him go into his bag.
Yeah, he had that, but then you've got obviously everyone was like doing Pringles as well, so you hear the can opening. Everyone's like, "Huh?" And you're just like, once the teacher turns around, you're like, "In the bag."
Because I remember pretending to be not ill, but pretending to not feel very well. And I had obviously we had our jumpers, so I used to curl my jumper up. I had my headphone in my ear, and I was just listening to music.
Always sit on the window side so you can have one on your ear so they can never see it.
Yeah,
I used to do it all the time. Just listen.
Who did you have for English? Because obviously we had Robinson.
So I mixed around with Mr. Smith and Miss Whitaker.
Oh yeah, Mr. Smith. He didn't give a fuck either, but he did not give a shit.
No, it was funny.
He was funny. Yeah, he's like, do some work. It's like,
yeah, it was like, go to the toilet, go piss break, or go and get some water from the fountain. Yeah, like when he was like, anytime you try to argue with him, he was like, go get some water. And you're like, all right, just go out. So that's brilliant. Even though half our English classes was us drawing, she used to get us to draw. Like he literally gave no shit at all.
Which is kind of crazy that he didn't get sacked before he did.
Oh, God knows. I think because he was just there for that long.
Yeah. It was peak, absolutely peak. But yeah, because we obviously had Robinson. Who did you have for maths?
Again, a change. I had Bina at times. I can't remember who the other one was. I think it was a guy. I literally can't remember. So we always had like two different teachers for pretty much anything.
Yeah, because who was IT? Do you know who IT was?
Mr. Hunt.
Oh, you had Mr. Hunt, did you?
Yeah. He was the only one we had, just Mr. Hunt.
Oh, you can't. Okay. Well, I just got up for no fucking reason, then. But yeah, no. At school was sick, but then obviously that's where we got close. So then obviously I used to walk down to your house because your house was 40-minute walk from where I was. You know, when not the pub, the one by like leisure centre.
Oh, Meadow Road, yeah, that one. That was the last place I moved before I went back to Watford.
Yeah. So yeah,
so we moved all.
Because you were in Harnham at some point, weren't you?
Yeah, so we went from the pub on Moon Road to the Heath. To then.
But you lived in the Heath when?
Just after the pub.
Oh shit! I didn't know.
When my little brother was born.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's when I used to hang around with like Brad and all that, Nathan.
And
all that around that sort of time. Then moved to Downton Road, the road towards Bournemouth.
Oh yeah, I remember dropping you off there.
Yeah, there, and then Harnham, then Meadow Road near the leisure centre.
Yeah, because I used to walk to Harnham as well, play football, didn't we? Because you obviously had that pub.
Yeah.
The
big field, and was playing with like Cameron and Fetty and that.
Yeah. No, I remember that. But obviously I'd say we bonded because of the games as well, like Xbox and stuff.
Oh yeah, because that's all we were doing. It was literally just Xbox, FIFA or Call of Duty.
See
all GTA.
In English. See each other all day at school, and obviously do work and whatever. And then obviously go home, and then you'd be like, "Oh, you're getting online," and then you'd be like, "Yeah, but it won't be this time." Because obviously we didn't really, because you had a BlackBerry, if I'm right by saying, where I was one of the only kids that had an iPhone at that point. Because but
yeah, you used to get what you want. You was the spoiled child.
Oh, 100%, bro.
Yeah. Even though I technically was, but I was never with the up-to-date shit.
Bro, I used to get paid to go to school, bro. I would, bro, and I didn't really clock how much it was, but she used to give me like, I think it was between 10 and 20 to go to school a day. So I was making bread, bro. But
do that now, but I'll go back to school if you want to pay me.
Yeah, no, literally, brother. And if I actually had a brain in my head, which I don't, I would have saved that money and I'd have some money now. But I was putting it on fucking games.
So games, sweets.
Yeah.
So all the time.
Yeah, I remember. Obviously, the main one was FIFA, wasn't it?
It was FIFA and Call of Duty. They were the main.
Call of Duty, yeah. And I remember being a follower in Call of Duty because I was shit at that game. I was shit at FIFA as well. But like, you were you and Callum used to fucking destroy And I was
Call of Duty, yeah. Like, me and Callum was insane. Like, doing demolition and becoming, like, you know, top in the world. Well, not like number one in the world, but like we were top in the world at demolition, which was crazy to think about it now. I was like, oh, like, imagine going into like an org at that point. Like, could have been something different, maybe.
Yeah, weird, isn't it? How life can be in that aspect. But yeah, obviously when we used to play FIFA, oh mate, those days funny
and terrorizing, because he was either having a laugh or fuck you, all of that. Literally, that's it was never normal.
No, because those days were the only days that I used to be able to beat you.
Yeah, we used to be very mixed.
And then
like, it was either like close games or just smash each other.
Yeah.
And once it got to once someone's like 2-0 up, it's like, oh fuck this, I'll give up.
yeah. And they just start like taking long shots with the goalkeeper. Oh, what the fuck? Because I remember you packing Neymar because you were at your mum's, right by saying.
I was at my grandma's.
Grandma's. Yeah. I remember speaking to you on the phone and you're like, I just packed Neymar. I'm like, no, you didn't. You're like, yeah, look.
Neymar.
I was pissed, bro. I was fuming. Absolutely.
No, the inform hazard. That was something else.
Yeah, that was something else because I thought you were fucking. I'm like, don't call me if you're dying, bro.
Yeah. Like, because we literally just come off playing because I beat you and you got pissed off.
I raged.
And then I called you back. I was like, I just got inform hazard. So it's like 5 mil coins. And obviously you could buy coins as well. You bought some coins off me.
Yeah.
Well, you bought 200k for 20 quid.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if I just sold all those coins, 5 mil. If I sold 5 mil, I would have got 500 quid. Which would have been insane at the time.
Yeah, no, fully.
No.
Because I remember you ringing me. I'm like, what do you want?
Yeah. So I just got hazard.
I'm like, huh?
And then I built like an insane team.
I remember being like, play me.
Yeah.
And then you play it, and then I was just sliding around to get you to get a free kick.
Yeah.
And then you obviously, yeah.
Yeah, I did. I scored with him as well. Yeah. Literally. He's like, I want to see you with a free kick. Yeah. Banged the top.
And then you you sold him. And then like you said, I bought, because I got Robin. That's how I got Robin.
Yeah. You was like, I just want 200k for Robin.
Yeah. Which kind of crazy.
I built like I had like Van Persie and stuff like that. Like an insane team.
Yeah, no, fully. But yeah, the one of the funniest moments, well, funny for you, not for me, was obviously where you scored a goal and my goalkeeper chested it on.
Yeah, it was the hair you had as well. That was honestly that sort of stuff.
Wasn't it from a corner?
No.
Or was it? No, it was me. It was me, wasn't it? I passed back to my keeper, and he.
You kicked it, yeah,
and it counted as a fucking goal. I was fuming.
An own goal because obviously he couldn't catch it. So
the amount of fucking controllers I went through back then.
I was somehow good with not breaking my controllers.
Yeah, because you had your fucking dad there. Fucking.
Yeah, I was about to say, if I launch one, that's it.
To be fair, yeah, fair. But yeah, obviously, a lot of people online from my community will know you obviously as a Man United fan. So I know why you're a Man United fan, but why are you a Man United fan?
Well, the short and easy is literally my dad. He's been here. I don't know how long he's been a United fan for, but he's been United, I think, all his life, pretty much. And obviously, I guess I didn't have a choice really, because he brought me into into Man United, and he was there for the '99 treble and all that. Like he was in Barcelona and all that. And obviously over the years, I used to have the kits and all that growing up because he could just buy me anything. Then it was getting to the point where in 2008 I watched the final of us against Chelsea for Champions League, and I was so buzzing. I think by that point as well, when I watched us, get the Champions League, I was like, hell yeah, and just got really more into it as I was getting more into my football and all that. So I was always playing football as well. So yeah, I was having you know, all the kits, watching all the games. Obviously, when I was in the pub as well, I could watch the games. Just kept up to date, and obviously that's when we were winning. Like, we were winning everything. And obviously until like 2013, that's when we last won the, you know, the Prem. Then obviously the year started going downhill, and I was like, I'm sticking with it. I'm here now, so there's no point in me changing. And yeah, somehow still here, watching this diabolical team. You know, but yeah, it all stems from my dad. But it's not like anyone else. Like his dad, West Ham. His stepdad, West Ham, as well.
Oh wow, okay.
His brother, my uncle, was United. Most of his kids were United. One of my cousins is Liverpool. We don't talk about that. But like that's it. There's not really much else.
Yep.
Like, it was literally like a few teams. You know?
Yeah, no.
So yeah, but yeah, United stuck.
Yeah, because I remember watching United with you. Mm-hmm. I remember being at home and like my best friend was a Man United fan, so I was like, "Yeah, I'm a Man United fan too." You know,
yeah.
Because I remember the Van Persie when obviously everyone when Man United got Van Persie, I can't speak English, and I remember texting you. I'm like, "Did you see? Did you see?" And you're like, "Yep." And then obviously I remember watching most of the games with you. But you obviously went to. I'm right by saying you travelled up to Old Trafford, didn't you?
Yes, so the first time I went to Old Trafford was a tour of it, of course. Still got, I think I still got one. I still got the visitor's badge, I think, somewhere. Yeah, like bought a kit there, bought a ball. That's when I bought Van der Sar's purple kit.
Yeah.
Purple and black. Because obviously I was a keeper and I loved, you know, the keeper kits. So that's what I got. Well, cost a bomb at a time. Would have cost way more than double now for something like that. Yeah, you know, toured the stadium, went to the highest point of the stadium as well. Couldn't go on the pitch because they were preparing it for a game.
Yeah.
Because it was a weekend we went. I think we went on a Wednesday, and I think they had a game that day. Obviously went changing rooms, saw the players and all, like player kits and all that. Saw, you know, staff members that work there and all that. Obviously had a picture with the treble winning trophies at the time and all that. Look at the memorials and stuff like that. Obviously the statues outside Old Trafford. But yeah, like seeing that, like going there and seeing that stadium, how big the thing is, and I was just like, wow. Like I've been in the stadium at that point, because I've been in Watford Stadium at that point.
Yeah.
Because I watched a few games there. Like, and I thought that was like, oh, that's sick. No, standing Old Trafford, you're like, oh my god, especially when it's like empty, because you can really see how big it is. You're like, that's insane. Absolutely insane. It was, yeah, I loved it. And that made me just go like, yeah, this is, I'm glad I've got this team, because this is insane.
No. If only you knew 10 years before how shit you were going to be.
Yeah, but, you know, part of life. That shows my loyalty, I think.
No, facts. So I remember what that season, because I didn't watch. What season was that?
Which one, Van Persie?
Yeah.
2013. When we last won the Prem. So we bought him and then won the league.
Yeah, because then I remember. Yeah, because I remember. Was his name Kieran, the Chelsea fan that come into school?
Yeah.
Him and Callum.
Beanhead, that's it.
Yeah.
Which Callum? There's quite a few Callums, to be fair.
The one that lived in Harnham. No, what? Cameron.
Yeah.
He was
Cameron,
a Chelsea fan. I remember them coming into school, and they were like happy because obviously they just won the Champions League. Obviously, this was years before you got won the Prem again. But and I remember watching that game that they watched because obviously I was watching United with you, but then obviously I watched because that was when it was on ITV, the Champions League. I mean, and I remember watching that final. And didn't really understand anything. There was a blue team, then there was a red team, and I remember because I and Robin obviously then become my favorite player because I remember, if you remember, and you'll be the one that can verify this, but I remember coming into school thinking I was Robin, bro, and you're like, shave your head then.
Yeah, like shave it off then and whack it on your left foot, and you weren't left footed.
Yeah, no, definitely not. And then obviously from then, that's when I was a Bayern fan as well, but more of a highlight watcher than the actual thing. And then I watched them in the Champions League all the way up in that year that they won the treble. But yeah, no, I remember watching United with you. And I screamed.
You even did like a bit. I said not like supported them, but you still watched them with me as well, especially when we won the Europa League.
Yeah.
We're on call when we're watching that.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, I would say I supported United with you because of you as well. Like my granddad was a United supporter, but like I've said so many times, like he was like I think he was in his day, without being rude, a United supporter, where like 10 years ago and now he's more of a newspaper type supporter. That makes sense. So reads his newspaper, United won, or all United are shit. So, but yeah, no, I remember watching United with you because of you. But yeah, and then obviously I had to go my own way with the Bayern, which I know you lot used to take the piss out of me for. But hey, it is what it is. It was the other player that I liked. Was it Alexis Sanchez that people used to take the piss out of me? Because I believe that was the guy who tried to get my hair like.
It might have been.
And then I remember seeing you guys straight after. I remember my stepdad dropping me off in Harlem after I got my hair cut, and you were like, "That ain't Alexis Sanchez. You look like a dickhead." I don't know.
You did nearly go for a Neymar haircut as well at one point.
Yeah, maybe that was it.
It might, it might have been Neymar because I think you loved Neymar.
Yeah, at that point. But yeah, from then and then it goes from then. So, and then obviously, then you moved back, didn't you? You moved back to your mum.
Yeah, so 17. Yeah, so I did 1 year college in Andover, then I moved back to Watford.
Yeah, and then obviously you used to come. Obviously,
more because of my ex.
Yeah. But yeah, then you used to come back to where we lived to obviously see you, not to see me, but to see your dad and so on.
Yeah.
And then that's when we used to meet up. And then you moved back here, didn't you?
Yeah.
Right by saying. And then that's when us three, me, you, and Ty used to go out.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think I came back at like 21-ish, something like that. So I did like a few years in Watford, realised how shit that was. Obviously, the X thing ended up being an X, and then, violent shit happening.
Yeah.
No. So Dad, come back. Coming back. Can't be asked for this. Yeah, came back.
Yeah, because you come back, and then were you working with Tyler by then?
Not straight away. So I was doing agency work at first.
Oh yes, I remember because you used to do because I remember from right by saying I come with you to that agency that was in Salisbury, right? I remember going up the stairs with you, and I was like, "Where the fuck are you taking me, bro?"
Yeah, because I had to sign some papers and stuff like that. Yeah. With me. And that was mainly warehouse work. In Amesbury.
You fucking
until I called the manager something I'm not going to repeat on here.
Yeah,
for your sake. I don't care about myself, but more for your sake. But yeah, I said something to him. Basically, can't. And then they didn't want me back. Got moaned at for it, of course. And then me and you and Tyler in a Xbox live chat
Yeah.
And then, you know, he mentioned it. He was like, do you want to like be a labourer? I was like, yeah, why not? And then literally did that for what, 2 years?
Yeah.
Nearly.
Because what was like that warehouse work like?
Oh, it was because it was a food warehouse.
Okay.
So that's where they produce food, vegan food as well. So you had loads of different areas of that. Obviously, you got where people was making the food. You got point where people are putting food in the packages, and then packaging the actual food package in boxes, stacking them up, taking the boxes to the big freezers or fridges or whatever it was. So there was loads of different areas, and the worst area was the pizza oven, because they used to make pizzas as well, and it was boiling. And obviously at that point I had a little divvy beard, bum fluff, you know, so I had to wear a net for it as well, which is already uncomfortable as it is. Yeah. Then imagine you there sweating and dripping into it as well. Oh, it was honestly the worst thing. And I said to him, I was like, you do not put me in there at all. I was like, that is terrible. I was like, the one bit I'm actually really efficient in and actually kind of enjoy is the other end, because you got the pizza oven where someone makes the dough, and then people put it in trays, oil it up, and then, you know, stack it into this big tray and then push it into another room. And then just past that, you've got another two people who brings in the big tray, puts them on, you know, this like thing that just takes it along to the oven, and then obviously it cooks. And you've got another person with this like rolling thing to put like holes in it, you know, and they do all of that. And literally, it's so hot in there. That should not be normal working conditions at all, because it is boiling. And the same with like the other side, because obviously the other side, people, you've got to go and collect it and put it onto another machine for it to go through. And obviously you're wearing gloves, but obviously it's come through an oven, it's boiling hot. Like you're literally burning your hands putting this stuff on there. And obviously the next bit, you've got lines of people obviously throwing cheese on there, or like you got the first machine that puts, you know, the tomato sauce. So you have someone spread it, someone putting cheese, someone putting pepperoni, you know. So you had all of that, and then you had obviously the person who would make sure everyone has everything. So the inventory guy, and that's what I enjoyed, the inventory. And yeah, they just weren't, and I was like, oh, fuck this. And it was actually to be fair, it was mainly women working there. A lot of women working there, but like a lot of I don't think one of them was even English, to be fair. I think mainly Polish people, if I'm right by saying. Very good workers. As a couple of them were fit as well. I used to try and chat up. I was like, yeah, get me over there, and I'll work with that one, you know, and try and get chatting to him. But yeah, it was ache. It was just didn't like it.
Yeah, no, I understand.
So I was like, give me to like the physical. I was like, I've got to kind of use my body. I can't just stand there and just either sweat my ass off from a mega heat, or sit there putting chicken nuggets in a bloody package. I'm like, no, it's boring. Yeah, absolutely boring. Like I need to move a bit. And that's when Ty was like, you know, can be a labourer. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that was not great either. I just don't like working. That's just a problem. And yeah, it's with Tyler. So it was either a really funny day or he really pissed me off. That's literally, there was no two ways. It was either a really funny day, but still shit because you're working, or it was a really miserable day. Because he's a troll.
Oh yeah, no, like obviously I didn't do what you guys did, but when I worked with my stepdad, I was basically, you know, trying to do stuff, but because it was him, he'd say do this, and I'd be like, no, don't want to, you know what I mean? Which, thinking about it, he should have just punched me in the face, but you would have had to deal with me mum, so he didn't do that. But because then you went up to obviously where you live now, didn't you? And then if I'm right by saying, what was the other work called? where you like, I can't think what's called.
Well, security work in the stadium.
Yeah, that's it. That.
Yeah, that's when I got into my like security sort of stuff. Started off in obviously football stadiums for Mansfield. It's like stewarding, but you've got stewards and SIA, so it's different kind of.
Okay.
So you in that stadium, normal stewards will wear orange vests, high vis, and the SIA will wear blue, and that's what I was. So if someone's getting thrown out, that's my job. I'd throw someone out, you know. So I was in Mansfield and obviously Nottingham Forest, and that's how I got to see United versus Forest as well, because I was and being in the away end with United fans was brilliant, because obviously United's away supporters, obviously they're the hardcore Man United fans, so they're crazy. But yeah, just like getting myself in the spot and just watch the game as well. I was like, there you go, got myself into a game free, and I got paid for it.
Yeah,
it was brilliant.
What was that like though? Like that sort of work?
It was piss easy. Like nothing really. Like Mansfield, there weren't obviously a small stadium, not a lot of people. You had the odd time where stuff might kick off. They did have a pitch invasion. That's because they got promoted. And I know a security guy did get stampled on because he didn't brace himself, because he stood normally like side to side like that, where you're meant to have a foot forward, foot behind. So if someone goes into you, you can bounce them off. No, he went straight over and got put into hospital. And I was always on the top section where the main like loud crowd is, with the drums and all that. And then I remember that Mansfield got spanked 5-0 or 5-1. There was a couple of people kicking off with each other. Like there was people like leaving early, and you had this like big fat guy like gobbing off to him, say, "Yeah, you leave." Blah blah blah. And they turned around, like everyone's standing up. I went, "Oi, come here, go," and they just walked out. They're like, "Sorry, boss." I was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "You sit," and just sit down. That was basically all I had to do. Didn't do anything else really, and obviously check tickets as well, just make sure people were in the right sort of area, because a lot of people wanted to get into that one spot when they were like meant to be all the way down at the other end, you know. Yeah. Obviously to be with the boys and all that.
What was how many Nottingham Forest games did you do?
I only did 2, because it was obviously it had to be a home game, and it was all depending on what they needed, because they brought. So my first game was Man United, so they brought staff members from Old Trafford as well to help in the away end. They had us for the away end as well, and then they had their own for the home end. So there are 3 different, sort of companies for it. And then I did Liverpool as well, which was also the talking point was always Man United or Liverpool. Good luck, because they're the worst, the complete worst.
So with the go on.
So, but with that, it was basically sort of the same thing. Like they had their team from Anfield, had us, and then not the Forest team.
Yeah, were you with the Liverpool fans?
Yeah, we only did the away end.
Okay, so you were only okay.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Kind of same as the United. To be fair, it's like hardcore Liverpool fans.
Yeah, of course.
So there's always sort of like issues, people trying to climb in through the stadium and all that, or use fake tickets and stuff like that, or even tickets from a different game and somehow still get in. Like I remember the United one, someone got in with a West Ham ticket, like United West Ham. I was like, oh, and obviously got thrown out.
That's mad.
So like, yeah, but like nothing like happened in those games, but just people. It was just the sneaking in.
Yeah.
And obviously the people, like they always say, like if someone's like swearing at a player, you got to like kind of sort them out. I was like, oh yeah, you're going to sort out the whole away end when say someone gives away the ball, like oh fucking shit, like you're just going to throw out the whole bloody away end. Like, I was like, no.
Yeah, because you don't want the away end turning on you, do you?
Yeah, exactly. Especially either United or Liverpool fans.
Yeah.
It's the worst. Absolute worst to even have that happen.
Because, like, what were those sort of shifts like? Were they really long shifts?
In a sense, no. It was only like a 6-hour shift, where you're just standing.
Yeah.
I hate standing there, because you just stand there and not move. It's the most boring thing going. That's the only problem. It is very boring most of the time, because you're just standing there doing absolutely nothing and looking at people when you've got a football game going on right behind you.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, God's sake. So like those hours longed out, just so long, and it was so annoying, because you used to get there, because they used to open the stadium used to open like an hour and a half before the game. I'm just like, why? No one's here for the first hour. You may get one granny and granddad come through. That's about it, just to make sure they get there in time. But literally, it would only fill up in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's just not needed. Like, I was like, you literally could save yourself time and money if you just open it half hour before.
Yeah.
Because they were always the 3 o'clock games as well.
Okay. Yeah.
And obviously the Nottingham Forest were a bit longer, because you had to it was like an hour travel there, and obviously an hour travel back. So it was longer, hours.
No, I hear it. Because is that this might be when I've gone to games, is that why or maybe it's just the person, but the stewards and that, they're so chatty?
Yeah.
Is it they're having conversations just to get
I mean, yeah, it's also like, obviously if you're chatting with people and you're getting along, it helps give a friendly vibe to the stands and all that. And obviously, say if they do kick off or something, you can kind of ease them down a lot better as well, which has made it easy with how I've handled with people, because I've spoke to them. And that's why I've gone, no, go, because you're going. So just don't bother. So it does make it a lot easier, and it obviously just helps with, buying the time as well.
Of course.
And obviously, especially the worst days when you're kind of understaffed, because then you've got one person for each section, so you're on your own, and it's boring because you're literally just sitting there not doing anything. If you have someone with you, it's okay, because you talk a bit,
still have a conversation,
and all that, yeah, and then. But they end up getting moved around anyway, so most of the time you're on your own.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. One last topic, and then we'll get into some questions. Where did your love for video games come from?
It's got to be my uncles, I think. That's how I originally. So my uncle. So obviously I live with one of my uncles on my mum's side. He used to be one of the ones I used to watch. And then my uncle on the same side, who's the oldest, I used to watch him play games as well. I used to watch him play World of Warcraft, Battlefield 2, all these old games. So with my uncle I live now, a game called Day of Defeat, World of Warcraft as well. That's how I got really into that game.
Yep.
And obviously I used to have the GameCube, you used to have Nintendo DS, PSP, Nintendo 64, all of those old sort of gadgets and all that, and it just kind of grew into it. And then obviously PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, never got the PlayStation 3, but went to the 360, and that's when it really 360 days were the best days for gaming. Still for me, nothing can top the 360 days of FIFA, Black Ops, and all that. Literally, they were peak days. But yeah, it all stemmed from that, and it all got more and more. And obviously, once I moved back to Watford, that's when I got a PC. So I was like, oh, PC, I watch a lot of YouTube of these sort of games. I'm like, yes, got that, play CSGO, play Arma 3, and then just got into all these different games and different groups. And that's how I know a lot of people I know now. It's through online games, and I've met them as well. You obviously know the few people I have met, which is insane, because it's You got ones from like the other side of the country that I've still, met up, gone taken 6-hour coach rides to go and see, one of them and all that, which is kind of like crazy at that point. 'Cause I never thought of doing stuff like that at all, because I was growing up, I was always an in-person. Like, that's how I met people. You meet people in person. So going into, obviously, you from YouTube, how meeting all these different people was crazy. And obviously, I met all these different people through gaming. And then you speak to them, and then you speak to them outside of playing games. You just sit there and chill, listen to music, watch films, watch videos or whatever. And then you get to know them. And you're like, bloody hell, like, this is like, I never thought I'd meet a person like this. And like, especially like, obviously people back then used to go off like, kind of like looks. Like if you see someone with someone else and you're like, those people don't look like they should be hanging around with each other. One looks like a nerd, one looks like he might punch your mum, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And that's how it is through online. But then you don't care, kids. So you literally meet these different people that are completely different here, but you still enjoy them. You're like, wow, like that is crazy, and it really opens your mind up to how you see people in real life. But the only downside, I think, is your interaction with real life, obviously, because it's so invested in the internet. Obviously, if you can stay to the mindset that you know what's real and know what the actual real life is, then you're fine. And not take the aspects of the online world into real life, because that's just not the case. Obviously, when you're meeting people through online, you really bond through them, actually know their personality. But obviously, it's a bit different on real life, because that's not how you go. The first thing when you meet someone, you go off appearance. Whether you're trying to date a girl or just making new friends, it's instantly off appearance. And that's how you go off. And normally how you meet people is probably through drinking. If you're going off IRL, either work or drink, something like that. And that's not, obviously, you have a good time, but like meeting someone through alcohol is not the best, because it changes you. Obviously, you don't drink alcohol, so you don't know what it's like to really be off your nut. But it can really get you, like, it can really change you. Obviously it's still you, but like it's such a different aspect. You don't you will never show yourself to when you're sober. So it's completely different. So you don't know the normal side of someone, but online it is just them. It is their personality. So that helps get in love with gaming, because you're having a good time with these new people that you find as well. So it just ends up increasing over the years. No.
Because what's that game that you play with most of them? What's that shooting game called?
So at the moment I play Arena Breakout. But games before, like Siege, Counter-Strike, probably a load of other different games. To be
What's the one that says winner, winner, chicken dinner?
PUBG.
PUBG, that's it.
Yeah, PUBG, was like a big one for me. That's how I met, people that I've met. In real life, Obviously, same with it wasn't Siege actually met from people from. It was actually Arma 3, which is just crazy through RP. Imagine that, which is some people might find cringe. It can be a bit cringy because you're role playing in a game, but it was fun. It was fun at the time, to be fair.
No, I'm with it, because I remember when you got that PC. I remember you were heavily into DayZ. That wasn't supposed to run.
Yeah. DayZ was a big one because I used to watch Frankie on PC. And that's where my love for it was all from. And I was like, straight on it, getting it all, like watching all these different creators play these different games. Because obviously Frankie got me into Daisy and Armor 3, and then I like saw the Armor 3 like RP stuff. I went, that looks pretty cool.
Mm.
And I was like, oh, some African drug lord. You know, it was called Peter Griffin as well, which is funny. I'm not even joking. African drug lord called Peter Griffin, and it's just kind of stuck. And like, yeah, made friends through that. And there was just so many trickle effects.
Mm.
You know, it's just crazy how things happen. Like with, obviously, you know, one of my closest friends. Like I met them because they saw one of my other friends stream, and then played with them, played PUBG, and then I saw them and played PUBG with them through that connection.
Yeah.
Found out they're from Salisbury and Amesbury.
Yeah.
I'm like, I say, because they said about that, and I said, oh, like the Heath.
Yeah.
They were like,
huh?
I was like, yeah, that's where I'm from. I used to live in Salisbury and Durrington. They're like, what? I was like, and then that's how that kicks off.
Yeah, that is a bit weird, I can't lie.
Isn't it? Like, I was like, it is like such a small world.
Yeah.
Like crazy.
But like, what's the difference from like living up north to down south?
I mean, yeah, there is a difference, to be fair. Not gonna lie. Obviously, a whole different accent, the way people, you know, take themselves and do things is a bit different, but it's not too much, to be fair. Like, there's not a whole lot, in all honesty. A lot more people with less teeth. That's what I know. that's all I really notice when it comes to getting up here. But no, they're still good crack though, to be fair. It's just a different part, you know, of the country, really. Yeah.
No, I'm with you. Because like, obviously I've never lived up there like you, but like when I've gone up there to watch a game, you know, I've been to Manchester twice. Obviously I've been to we went to Birmingham as well. And it's like, I feel like, especially with the UK gets a bad rep. But don't get it twisted, there's some dickheads around the world, and especially in the UK. But like, I feel like if you keep yourself to yourself, normally you should be okay.
Yeah, definitely. Like, obviously getting different crowds, it can be right. Obviously it depends on the crowd, but also it depends how you present yourself as well to these different sort of people, and how do you hold your own, and, you know, not let people, you know, walk all over you and all that. Keep yourself to yourself. Like, yeah, it's fine having a group of friends, blah, 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 but as long as you know, like, as long as you keep your morals, and know what's right and stuff like that, you are going to be fine. But obviously, there is times where you can't even help it because of other people. Yeah, that's where it becomes a problem. Huh?
Yeah, no, fully. I'm with you, fully. But yeah, man, that's basically this part done. So yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed. Smash the likes, hit the subscribe button. There will be other parts coming. Not long parts, but I've got questions for Taylor. So we'll go from there. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed, and you'll see the videos soon. So yeah, peace out, people.